can't sleep at night. The loaded guns are in my head. They know we're better dead. They know we're better dead. I can't run and hide. Quick fire, kick back, reload again. They know we're better dead. They know we're better. I can't even lie, wouldn't mind if they pressure me to work a 9 to 5. Every day I bump 50 in my morning ride. Cost around $1.50 just to get by. Anything to make a day feel a little less bloated. Dark circles under my eyes keep showing. About to overdose on a couple melatonin. When I go hit the bed, I hear the bullets start loading. Everybody sing, yeah. I can't sleep at night. The loaded guns are in my head. They know we're better dead. They know we're better dead. I can't run and hide. Quick fire, kick back, reload again. They know we're better dead. They know we're better dead. They know, they know, they know we're better. They know, they know we're better dead. No, I don't care about your bullets and checks. Go on and send another shot. I got proof in my vest. No, I ain't taking any offers with a gun to my head. I got them singing now. No, I don't care about your bullets and checks. Go on and send another shot. I got proof in my vest. No, I ain't taking any offers with a gun to my head. I got them singing now.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Louder? Be louder. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch out my mic real quick to a different one. Give me just 1 second. All right. Is my audio good? Can y'all hear me well? Yes? Good? All right, sweet. Hello, everybody. How are y'all? So good to see you. Nice. DaVinci, yes, I do have DaVinci Resolve. I do now have DaVinci Resolve. I will likely be using that to be editing some of the content that I'm working on in the future. Like I said, I do have more Jady content coming. I have an analysis that I'm really wanting to complete of the haze. I've basically finished and I'm more scripting it right now, but yeah, DaVinci Resolve I do have now, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with it, hopefully. So, but yeah, Perligo, good to see you. Real Jolly Music, good to see you. Jace, Lonely But Not Alone, good to see you. Sunseekers, Galaxy, great to see you. Great to see everybody here right now. Got 6 viewers. Yeah. Yeah, I know Jace. Jace streamed with me. Jason Perligo both streamed with me for the silver reaction. Good times. But y'all, it's gonna be so peak. The song's gonna be so good. I can already tell. I mean, it's not that crazy. I'm just a Jady fan, so talking like I'm some famous dude. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's gonna be really good. I really thought Chokehold was gonna be like they did something similar like when they first put out the promo for there were some promos that they put out, some trial reels, which are only available to non-followers. They put out some trial reels a while back for this song. They said, someone said our music isn't heavy enough. And I cracked up because that's the same like kind of promo they use for Chokehold, which was like easily the heaviest song off of Silver. So I just thought that was kind of funny. But dude, I am hyped. It's gonna be so fun. Do I like their heavier stuff more or their other work? It depends. Boltcutter. Okay, I'll take it in order. Do I like their heavier stuff more? It depends. Give me just a second. I think I'm getting a phone call. My camera's gonna shut off here for a second. Sorry, everybody. I was getting a call. No, it was not Ted Silver, fortunately. Okay. Real jolly. It depends. It really does depend on what mood I'm in. Like, My Moonlight is one of my favorite songs from The Haze, and that's like one of the most like beautiful, smooth songs that I've heard. Algorithm hits sometimes too. Um, I probably listen the most to their kind of more mid-range stuff as far as as far as heaviness level. Um, like Dead Flowers. Envious is a bit more on the heavy side, but like Dead Flowers, Echo Chamber, Landmines, stuff that's sort of in that mid-range of kind of like up and down as far as how heavy it is. Scale of 1 to 10, what do I predict Boltcutter will be? Oh, I don't know, dude. I've been listening to so much metal recently, specifically Demon Hunter. Um, it could really be anything, dude. If I'm being honest, I'm gonna predict. I'm gonna be cautious, and I'm gonna predict an 8. I'm gonna predict an 8. See how that goes. What's my favorite song? You mean overall or from Jady? Jady. Okay. I think my most streamed song from Jady is Backbone, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Let me check my stats here. Yeah, Backbone's amazing. My most streamed album from Jady is definitely Napalm, which is, of course, an amazing album. Top tracks. Lifetime. Probably Backbone. My most streamed one is 1970. I don't know why. I love Backbone so much. But, yeah. All right, I'm going to check one more thing with my camera, so give me a second. All right, we are good. Camera has been checked. Guys, it is 11 o'clock. Boltcutter should be out by now. Oh my. There it is. There's the Boltcutter in all its glory. Isn't it beautiful? Song is 2 minutes and 48 seconds. We are about to go ahead and get started. I'm going to not say much. I don't say much when I react, so until after. So, all right, y'all, here we go. Here we go.
So high, every time I take a hit of my pride, got me walking on the cables in the sky, on the tightrope, you're mine. We'll cut it to the line, you could cut it anytime.
that is Boltcutter. I love it, dude. Love it. Yeah, I can. It's probably gonna grow a little bit. Like I think for an initial listen, I'm gonna say my prediction was probably right, probably an 8. Um, but dude, I still love it. It's great. Conceptually, this is not quite what I was expecting, but I love the imagery here. 6. Yeah, I could see that being fair, just depending on what you're into listening to. But, um, dude, okay. So as far as I know, before I let me make sure here. As far as I know, yeah, it was a lot. This song, it honestly reminded me a lot of Siphon in some ways. Like this honestly reminded me a lot of Siphon. Um stylistically. Um Give it a week 8. Still really good. Reminds me of another artist. Go to just a lot of his stuff. Nice. Uh Someone said One Girl Revolution and they didn't really retracted their message. Okay. Yeah, not exactly what I expected from the teaser. I was expecting it mostly to all be, um, like basically all of it be heavy. But I mean, it was heavy, honestly. Pretty much like the whole way through. Yeah, at least every chorus or something like that. I love the chorus, honestly. Like it's really catchy. Like I don't have a problem with the song. It's just not what I ended up expecting. Give me just one second. Yeah, it's just not stylistically entirely what I was expecting, but yeah, it reminds me of Siphon a little bit. But then of course you have that pretty big change up there at the end. So I think it I think it sounds great. Overall. It'll probably grow on me a little bit as well. So, but yeah, so initial thoughts, initial analysis here. Um, this doesn't appear to be lore related. Napalm and Silver thematically feels same as mostly all of Napalm and Silver's, which we can move away from the topic, see some growth. Yes and no. So what I see this as is sort of a, first off, the relation of the single to the lore. I don't think it has a particular relation to the lore. I could be wrong. Jady, if you are in the chat, they have been here without fail every single time, every single other stream. So hopefully they're here again. But yeah. So I don't think this is related to the lore. I think this is probably something that's a lot more like matte black. Just because the cover, even the look of the cover is completely different from everything that we've gotten in the Silver era, and it's the most similar to, it's honestly similar to the matte black cover in color because it's, very black. So I think Boltcutter is probably just a between album like single or something like that. And that's what I'm predicting. Yeah, Matte Black Parallel Universe. So the song itself, like the concept of it, I think is really cool. Bolt cutter to the line. You can cut it anytime. This idea. So he was talking about he's high off of his pride. Honestly, this is like a J. Joseph song that mentions Matt Black. I'll have to. What song is that? I'll have to check it out. Um, but this makes me think a little bit of Backbone, where he talks about, um, I know it's real when you rip my spine clean out of my back when I'm trying to go make a name. Like you have this person who is your backbone, who is keeping you grounded. So with Boltcutter here, this idea of you get high off your own pride, walking on the cables above the city lines, and this person is your bolt cutter. They bring you back down into reality in a way. Um, that's the way that I'm interpreting this, and I think we all probably need a bolt cutter. I think a bolt cutter here, if I'm interpreting this correctly, could mean a lot of different things as far as whatever person it may be. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe trying to keep you on the straight and narrow, and you know or a significant other, or God. I mean that could be the case as well. God really sending something your way to humble you, or giving you something that you realize you can't handle on your own. I think the symbolism of being a bolt cutter could really apply to a lot of different things. So yeah, that's my initial interpretation of the song. I don't have access to all the exact lyrics, so there's probably some finer details that I'm missing. But I would can't wait to get access to those lyrics specifically. So should be fun. But there it is. That is Bolt Cutter. I loved it. Great song. I'm gonna do I think it'll get a music video? Probably not. Um, Nix is currently working on them as you speak. Nix is working on what is them. While you type that, Jolly, I don't think it'll get a music video if oh, lyrics. Okay, cool, awesome, good to know. Um, Jolly, if it does get a music video, that would be very surprising to me because, um, like Matt Black didn't get a music video, or maybe it sort of did. They played it live at Mahal's and recorded it, but the actual, like, the studio recording of Matt Black was overlaid on the video, so we didn't actually hear the live version of it in that video, if I'm not mistaken. So we may not. I think it's unlikely if this is just an inter-album single. They put the greatest amount of effort into the music videos that specifically relate to the lore. I don't think we've gotten a non-lore music video yet. So yeah, I would be very surprised if we got one. It would be pretty cool though, for sure. So there was something. What was it? Jace, you said something a minute ago. You said thematically it feels the same as mostly all of Napalm and Silver. Just wish we could move away from the topics and see some growth. So this is something that I'm going to touch on more probably in some of my analysis videos, but I did want to talk about this concept. Like this concept of progression. And I think there's a clear path for progression, but I just don't know. Obviously, I don't know the minds of Jady and how they plan on getting there. But here's kind of the path that I see. And this is influenced a little bit in the first part from what I see. Perligo said this at one point in a video that he did. So credit to Perligo here. He's in chat. Go subscribe to him. He's great. But so the Haze is kind of like the album. The Haze, sort of an overview, I think, of the concepts that are going to be explored in this whole storyline. There's obviously, and I talk about this in my full analysis that I'm working on, but there's like the first few songs on it. Yeah, the haze, rose-colored lenses, entropy, and inverted force. Like these 4 songs are like the exposition on the problem, basically, like what is wrong with this world, and basically building the world of the haze out. Modern era through to medication is like the counterfeit solutions, essentially, to the brokenness of the haze. And I say that because Jarrett said he did an interview with Radio U around the time, him and Ashton both did an interview with Radio U around the time the haze released, and said this album is talking about the brokenness of the haze, and it presents a solution, but also presents several false solutions. And I think it's laid out in a very good structure. It presents the problem, all the world's solutions, all the counterfeit solutions to the problems, and then the last 2 songs I think are pointing toward the real solution, and that's all talking about the light or the sun, which, you know, I've talked about before. I interpret this to be God. I think if you even just look at Jady's own words, stuff that I end up quoting in my video as well, it appears that they confirmed that it is also God. And obviously they're wanting people to kind of do with the symbolism what they will, but I hope as a listener who sees kind of the underlying message, that I can help, that I can sort of talk to other people about it. And but yeah, anyway, so that's kind of the haze. It's sort of an overview. Napalm, you talked about Napalm and Silver being, this song being thematically similar. Napalm, this is where I got to give credit to Perligo, is, and I didn't think about it this way for a little bit, seems to be a case study on whatever character Jarrett is playing within the lore. Like, this is our protagonist. This whole album is about our protagonist and the things that he struggles with in regard to purpose. That's the way that I look at Napalm now, and it makes a lot of sense. Napalm is a lot about you look at just the song Napalm itself. If only for tonight, I saw the reason why that I'm supposed to live this life. I hope I'm not a waste watching darkness take this place. So if you are the fire, then cover me in napalm. Basically trying to live for something bigger. So that's how I look at the album Napalm. There are elements in here of what you're talking about, of seeing similarities from Boltcutter back to this album. But I think Boltcutter, I think that kind of makes sense. I'm just trying to explain. I think I do see progression here. But I don't think we're quite in the position for total progression yet, because they're still kind of building out this world and still building out the characters in a way. That's where Silver comes in. So if Napalm is a study on the protagonist, then Silver, I mean, we've get this just from the promo as well, knowing that Ted Silver is the antagonist. Ted Silver, Silver Enterprise, Silver Screen Broadcasting, Silver is bad. And this whole album, Jarrett said, is kind of about the topic of identity. What are you putting, where are you finding your identity? Is it in the right things or the wrong things? And this album is kind of exploring that. So I would assume, like, the only other primary character or thing that hasn't been explored fully by this point is the sun or the light or whatever proverbial good thing is in this lore. That's the last, like, primary character or thing that has yet to be explored, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously there's little topics within Silver. We have the White Casket, we have the Echo Chamber, and then with the Napalm, we had Ghost Man and all these little songs that play into the larger narrative of the album. But if the album is sort of a topical thing, a large topic with little topics within it, I think it makes sense for the next one to be about the light, basically. And another reason I think that makes sense is we look at the singles from 2024 that they released. So they released 2 singles, To My Grave and Coward. I've talked about this every stream since I thought of it, I think. But they released 2 singles, To My Grave and Coward, in 2024. Each one had a card. Coward's card had the new look of the Sunseekers logo. Looks really awesome. And it says Silver Enterprise. So obviously these songs have to be somewhat lore related if they have Silver Enterprise on them. But the Queen card has a casket with the Sunseekers logo on it, which is exactly what is on the Silver album cover. So, and To My Grave was like the only song from this pair that we got a music video for. And the music video ties directly into the beginning of what we start to see throughout, like whatever events take place. We see events that take place after Jared has escaped the house. The burning of the house, them getting found out by the harvesters. We hear the same sirens that are in the ending of the To My Grave music video in multiple promotions for the Silver album and videos, etc. We hear the same sirens. Like, To My Grave is directly connected to Silver. So what I'm thinking is that this is like a chiasm. And I don't think that's like a biblical term, I guess, for like studying theology and like biblical writing and stuff like that. So I guess it's probably not maybe technically correct here. But it's like I can't describe it accurately, but it's like the beginning sort of matches the end, and then they sort of both meet in the middle around the central point, and then continue to branch back out. I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, what I'm saying, we get a single for the light, a single for the darkness, a music video for the darkness, an album for the darkness. So then, wouldn't it make sense? Maybe. I doubt we'll get a music video for Coward, probably. But then wouldn't it make sense to maybe get an album for the light? Hopefully, maybe. That's my prediction. There's my case for the progression. So I do agree with what you're saying. Thematically, it does feel similar to stuff we've gotten already. And I think that's just kind of by design with the story, even though I don't think Boltcutter is lore. But, yeah. The Haze is an overview. Napalm is about the protagonist. Silver is about the antagonist. Or maybe Napalm, if you want to think about it, with the light being the true good guy, maybe Napalm is about the anti-hero in a way. Silver is about the antagonist. And then whatever we get next, I think, is bound to be about the true good. So... there we go. Are people still here? No one said anything in a little bit. I don't know if people are still here and if y'all are actually listening to my rant. I am impressed. I am impressed with it. Yes, thank you, Jace. Yeah, I'm not. I am impressed with it. I think stylistically it's just not what I was expecting, but it's definitely going to grow on me. I really love the concept and I love the symbolism. I think they're lyrical geniuses with the way that they incorporate a lot of really cool symbolism. So, but See, I would hope it wouldn't just end the story. I could see how it would end the story, maybe, but I think there's a lot. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know though. I really don't know. It that could be the case, but again, JD has a way of going directions that we don't expect. So, um, leaves it open to a sequel. Who knows? I do see one thing that I hope for JD that I did hope for 21 Pilots as well. And obviously, there's a lot of mixed feelings. All in all, I do think, yeah, there could be an album before the Light album, and we'd have to see what that is. W reference to a L movie. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. So this is talking about the JD 21 Pilots thing. What I hope JD does that 21 Pilots didn't exactly do, but I think 21 Pilots pulled it off pretty well. The ending of 21 of the 21 Pilots lore um was very unexpected to me, I guess. I was hoping for a Dima burning sort of thing. And I get why they went the direction that they did with the cycle and everything, and I think some certain hope can be found in that. Um, but what I would hope for JD is that we see all this talk of, I mean, we saw a lot of talk in 21 Pilots as well of success, but in JD's lore, we see a lot of talk of seeking the sun. Like, will the seeking. Yeah, they practically told us Demon would burn. So, like, with JD, are we going to get the light? Like, are we legitimately going to finally find the sun? Are we going to escape the haze? Um, will we, like, that's what I'm really hoping for. Is, sure, maybe there's something to be said for the overdone nature of just a perfect ending, but I think, and I'm saying this again from my perspective as a person who's listening to JD's music as a Christian, there is, in the light, in the sun, in Christ, final victory over the proverbial haze that we live in. And I would hope that there would be some sure marker of finality, I guess, to whatever they end with. That could be a light album. That could be, whatever. Um, so I guess we'll just have to see. But I think from what I've seen and all the stuff that I've hypothesized about whatever's coming next, um, taking some inspiration from the Bible. I mean, I know they are taking inspiration from Scripture. I mean, White Casket, um, Jolly. I don't know. Like, 21 Pilots only had has put albums out more frequently than 21 Pilots. Obviously, you know, Napalm came out, or the Haze came out in 2022. It's 2026, and we already have 3 albums. So in 3 years, we got 3 albums basically. I don't think, with the way the story has been progressing, and then again, I could be totally wrong because they've surprised me with a lot of different things. I think it's possible that we could have a couple more albums, but my instinct like, let's say I were writing the music, my instinct would probably be to be like, just like, yeah, the next album is just this thing. But I'm probably too structural um, to be quite as similar to Jady as I would hope, because I think they probably have a much more long-term vision for how they want to take this. So they probably do have enough story, or could have enough story for more albums than just one final The Light album to end the lore. But I sort of doubt that they would just put out one more album and just be done with the lore and just move on to something else. That's just my take with Jady right now. Yeah, it definitely feels like they're world building. That's why I'm saying that you have these overarching themes. There's the Haze, which is an overview, Napalm, which is sort of a case study on a character, Silver, which is a case study on the character. So it's like, if that's the way it's going, then it's like we're still kind of getting introduced in a way to the world. I mean, Silver just really introduced us to a whole lot of really essential characters, and Silver Screen Broadcasting and Silver Enterprise really just gave us a lot of good info about them. So it's like, I do think there's a lot of questions to be answered that couldn't just be answered in one album. But yeah, it just depends on how they structure it, and I think I trust them to structure it pretty well. That doesn't mean that my immediate thought of how I would expect it or like it to be structured is what they're gonna do, but I'm sure the way it ends up turning out will be something that I can't deny that I'm really love, because I've been listening to these guys since Napalm, and the more I've gotten into them, the more I just really appreciate what they're doing. So, but yeah, so that's kind of my take on where things are going to go from here. We spent more time talking about Jady's music overall and the lore than Boltcutter. I know this was supposed to be a Boltcutter stream, but yeah. So I'm gonna skip around to the song a little bit if y'all don't mind and check out some stuff. So
Every time I take a hit of my pride, got me walking on the cables in the sky. On the tightrope, you're mine. We'll cut it to the line, you could cut it anytime. Put me in my place. I swear you let me go to waste. You know what happens when it rains. Losing balance for a change. I could really use it right now, right now. You got me on a wire lately. I'm stepping over everyone else. You gotta know you're losing yourself when you could bring me right down, and you can cut it anytime. When I'm falling to the ground, can you catch me now? When I'm tripping out of bounds, no matter what I try, you can put it to the side. When I'm high above the reach, can you pull yourself to me? With the world beneath my feet, won't cut it to the line, you could cut it anytime. Yeah, I could've saved a couple hours feeling red in the face. Told everybody down below me who had something to say, but you're the only one I know standing in my way from me and dropping all the government names. No, I'd be feeling so high.
I want to know what that line is about the government names.
Told everybody down below me who had something to say, but you're the only one I know standing in my way from me and dropping all the government names. No,
From me in trouble and all the government names. What is he saying, guys?
nothing to say, but you're the only one I know standing in my way from me and dropping all the government names. No, I'd be feeling
Dropping all the government names. From me and dropping all the government names. Wow. Yikes. That's intense right there. You're the only one standing in my way from me dropping all the government names. Is that what I think he... Is he saying what I think he's saying? Yikes.
Feeling so hot. Every time I take a hit of my pride, got me walking on the cables in the sky. On the tightrope, you're my Boltcutter to the line. You could cut it anytime. When I'm falling to the ground, can you catch me now? When I'm tripping out balls, no matter what I try, you can put it to the side. When I'm high above reach, can you pull yourself to me? With the world beneath my feet.
So it sounds like he's saying everybody on the floor falling from the sky, dropping dead. On the floor, I don't want to be like that anymore. It sounds like he's saying fall in love again at the end. I really do hope that they release like a lyric video for this. Or not a lyric video, but like a audio thing with lyrics in the description, or a lyric video. That'd be cool. I haven't seen them do like just an actual lyric video yet. But yeah. Guess as they will start slowly dropping albums, there will be more elements of the world. Yeah, I mean, I could absolutely see that. But again, keep in mind, 21 Pilots lore, they all of that took place over the course of like 10 years. Yeah, that all took place over the course of 10 whole, yeah, at least 10 years. So it's like Jady has already released 3 albums. Yeah, potentially longer. Jady has already released 3 albums in 3 years. To 21 Pilots 5 that on the generally agreed upon, I might be of the mind that it has gone on for longer, but on the generally agreed upon idea that their lore has lasted about 10 or 11 years, they released about 5 albums to, like, from Blurry Face, Trench, Scaled and Icy, Clancy, and Breach. Yeah, 5 albums in 10 years. Jady's released 3 albums in 3 years. So, which I don't hate, honestly. Love the consistency of like new music. And they're not really sacrificing, in my opinion. They're not sacrificing quality and quantity. Where there was a bit of a longer wait, honestly, between Napalm and Silver than there was between the Haze and Napalm. But yeah, so yeah, I just don't know how many more albums we would see. And I want to clarify. I'm not just comparing Jady and 21 Pilots for the sake of like saying, "Oh, Jady's just a 21 Pilots duplicate" or something like that. It's not, because I say this as a person whose most streamed artist is Jady. I love them very much, and I'm not like just comparing them because they're just the same. Like that's not at all what I'm saying. It's just like it's rare that I see a band do like I think Jady has done on par with 21 Pilots as far as, at least as far as I've gotten into it comparatively. I really love the way that Jady has done their lore, and I see a lot of similarities. And I know Jady has said they have taken inspiration from 21 Pilots. Obviously, they played with them at one point, or Jarrett played with them, so um, they opened for them, I guess, with Jay Joseph. So there's a lot of connections there. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah. Welcome to Night Vale. Is that an artist or a song? Podcast or audiobook? I have not. It sounds sort of familiar. All right, Jolly. Great seeing you. I hope you have a great night. No problem at all. I love it. I love doing it. I love streaming. Um, 14 years ago, a radio station set in a mysterious town with strange beings. I have not heard of that. I will have to check it out. It does sound very interesting indeed. I'll have to check it out. For sure. Give me. Let's see. I'm checking out what other music has gotten released today really quickly. The Low by District, got to check that out. Someone put me on District recently, and by someone, I mean no one in particular. I just saw people talking about District, so I started checking them out. It's pretty cool. Dawn Patrol, knew about that. Virtual Riot. Ooh, Virtual Riot released an album. Heck yeah. Austin Kokol. Bad guy. So nothing too crazy. The highlight from what I've seen is easily Boltcutter. Boltcutter's the highlight. No diss to all the other people who showed up in my music section, but Boltcutter is easily the highlight. So, all right, y'all. I don't have anything else in particular. So unless you guys do, Jady, they're here. What is up, guys? Always love hearing your thoughts. Track is Our Twisted Way, talking about humility and a fight to keep it. Can't wait for you to see it from the pit. It is so good to see you guys here. You guys haven't missed a stream yet, and it is unreal. Thank you so much. Means a lot to see you guys here. So much. Thank you all so much for being here. Glad you popped in. twisted way of talking about humility and a fight to keep it. Oh, you guys sum up the way you guys like explain your tracks on the stream is just so amazing. Like y'all did with Better Dead. Uh, it was like you said something along the lines of like the bigger the target you have on your back, the better you're doing. Oh, you guys are awesome. Love you guys. You're so cool. So, as far as coming to one of your shows, I did want to say, so sadly, I'm probably not going to be able to come to any one of your opening shows. I will be heading off to college in August as well. So, but I will be coming back to Dallas if y'all end up doing like a headliner. I will make it a point to come back to Dallas to do a headline, to see y'all at a headliner. So, yeah, W College. Love college. No, it'll be great. I'm heading off to A&M. It'll be a great time. Hyped for it. But Jady, yeah, whenever y'all come back to Dallas for a headliner tour, you best believe I will make it a point to come back and see you guys. I am beyond excited to see y'all again. So, oh yeah, I'll still be making videos in college, 100%. In my free time, I'll be working on videos because the music that I'm working on right now. Should be done relatively soon. Dang it. The music that I'm working on should be done That's crazy. Dang it, is crazy. Should be done relatively soon. And once I'm done with that, I want to turn my attention to like other projects that I would like to work on. Namely, I'd like to get a bit more into music analysis. I'll still be working on my own music. I have other things that I want to turn my attention to, just like topics that I'm passionate about and things I want to do. So, but yeah, this will definitely be one of those things that I want to put a little bit more time into while I'm in college. So, but yeah, so yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I don't have anything else in particular to say. So, other than great track, Jady, thank you for being here, as you have always been. Great to see y'all. You'll put out another amazing track. Can't wait to work out to this one tomorrow morning. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming to the stream. We had Perligo, we had Jolly, we had Jace, we had Jady, we had Sunseekers, we had Nyx show up. We had Galaxy, we had someone named One Girl Revolution, but she only sent one message and retracted it, so I didn't see it. Great streamers, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Perligo. So, all right, y'all. I will see you guys later. You guys have a good sleep, and hope you guys have a blessed day tomorrow. And I'll see y'all later. Godspeed. Keep seeking the sun.